welcome back to another video. I am Ramona, and we're going to be talking today over on Reddit, experiences with demons and ghosts and how to solve them for experienced Buddhists. The first one begins with, some very weird stuff has been taking place at a property I sometimes help to manage for work. I won't bore you with all the details, but if you have had effective means of dealing with demons or asuras. Sleeping there has become unnerving. There's one person in particular who, whenever they visit afterwards, has very strange stuff happen. For obvious reasons, I can't accuse this person of being possessed by demons, but something very strange and outside the norm of physics is taking place. I don't wish to have a scientific debate. Any practical solutions would be appreciated for any similar situations that may have been encountered. The first reply is, Azuras only kick up so you don't have to worry about them, but who knows? There might be some other unhappy beings around. It happens. Without learning specific practices from authentic lineage sources, I think it often suffices to A, be nice, and B, create auspicious connections, tendrils. The latter you can do this by putting up prayer flags, putting up images of the Buddha or Tara, something peaceful and non-threatening. It's also good to make offerings like bowls of water or some fruit, and then later put them out in nature around the place. One of my teachers says you can put them in the highest, or in the placiest place, like that one tree that seems more special than others. That way, whatever spirits are at that place will make a connection with the Dharma. This can be very pacifying. Regarding it being nice, it can also be helpful for any spirits there and for yourself to just say hi occasionally. If there's building work or something like that going on, or people moving, it can be good to briefly explain and assure them that everything's going to be all right. Don't make any promises, though. In my experiences, spirits mostly just like to be acknowledged just as much as people or, say, neighborhood cats. You're here. We're here. Let's not get in each other's way. Really, for a practitioner, even actual demons are primarily objects of compassion, not of anger. If you're feeling threatened and have a connection with her, it can be good to invoke green Tara, for example by reciting the 21 phrases and singing her mantra. Ideally, you would need the lung or oral transmissions from an authentic teacher for that, but it can be done without. Or you can also pray to her and invoke her help and blessings of the word, of course. She's always available. Just some thoughts coming from a Tibetan Buddhist background and my own experiences, for what it's worth. See, this is interesting. Didn't know any of this. The next one says, probably most of them would fall somewhere on the Preta spectrum, but honestly, it's not like the realms have particularly hard edges. Okay. Can we say that some instances of humans being bothered by entities are due to their karma? Can karma make humans being bothered by entities? And entities bothered by humans, yes. It's often a linchak going on, in those cases, a karmic vicious cycle of us hurting each other over and over again over the cause of lifetimes. And they replied with, that's interesting. I have some very strange experiences at a retreat, and the timing of these incidences were always predictable since I have been there a few times. And the reply was, it can happen, yeah. Practice can make us more sensitive to things like that, and it can attract, let's say, attention. Of course, it can also be a matter of our practice gradually accustoming us to the fact that our lives are pretty much dreams. The dream logic of what we could otherwise call the ordinary world can become clearer and clearer like that. Ultimately, that's how great practitioners perform so-called miracles, in part. They stop pretending being able to sit in a chair makes more sense than walking through walls. In any case, I find being somewhat aware of the wider disembodied ecology of our environment makes things like reciting prayers and sutras out loud that much more valuable. Even if I'm alone and not that inspired personally, there's probably all kinds of things listening and benefiting. It's interesting. There's one daily practice I specifically do at the request of my teachers for local spirits and pretas and so on, and I find that the practices I do, quote unquote, my own benefit, can be of a bit of a slog on some days. That one always seems meaningful. Okay. So next reply was, the Buddha gave the discourse of the Metta Sutra, or Sutta, in his followers when they came to him to ask how they should deal with devas that harass them. Radiating metta made the devas calm and friendly. This one says, FWIW. I stayed in a very nice but strangely oppressive feeling hotel suite in Thailand. Felt like there was a presence. Wasn't sure if it was just my imagination or what. So I calmed myself down and did a merit sharing prayer communication, asking them to make what merits I have. So take what merits I have so that they may be reborn with a luxurious realm. Could almost instantly feel the space lighten up, and my holiday went fine after that. Not the only incident to happen in Thailand, but this is the most memorable one. Since you asked for practical solutions, in Asian culture, there are a few of the common practices for such occurrences, because, it happens, not frequently, but enough times to have the standard operating procedures. 1. Drastic level. Renovate. But before you start, punch a big hole through the roof at the dead center of the property and break open the floor beneath it. Keep it open for 3 days. Sunlight and rain must reach the ground floor. Medium level. Construct a spirit house on the property. Get a medium or a gidit to invite said spirits to move there. You need to look after this house forever. Daily offering of incense, flowers, or fruits is the usual. Number 3, low level. Take equal portions of uncooked rice grains, salt, and dried tea leaves. Scatter the mix in the corners of every room. When scattering, take a small handful and flick it artfully into the corner. Sloppy flicking means demon is going to stay. Leave it overnight and sweep up the next day. All of the above is for entertainment purposes only. Please consult a professional for your exorcism needs. Kind of a little anxiety. You gotta do. Let's see. This isn't a Buddhist answer, but the Shipibo tradition has a few practices. Light, heavy quality, pesticide-free tobacco, and sage to invoke those plant spirits and protect the place. Palo Santo also works. Exorcisms. I know a guy. DM if you want more information. Offer them food and well wishes. Succinct and great advice. Offerings and well wishes can take the form of calling out the name of or mantra of a specific Buddha, praying for them to help the ghost or demon. Among the many wonderful qualities of Buddhas is their fearlessness. In this way, someone can reduce their own sense of aversion to the suffering of another, as well as deepen faith in the three jewels by relying on them during a difficult moment of fear. And someone replied with, I have heard that certain entities likes to feed on your spiritual energy or merit what you require. Heard from one teacher that it's also advisable to share your merit with them. Someone has a little more practical. Check for mold and carbon monoxide gas. Spooky story time. My grandparents would often tell me how I'd insist on leaving offerings, peanut butter sandwiches, for my friends in between two sets of cupboards. Apparently, I'd refuse to eat mine unless they had theirs placed respectfully on a plate. I think this freaked my grandma out, so she ended up regularly consulting our local holy man for duas and mantras and other stuff. She'd do this to cleanse twice a year. I couldn't stand the smell of the incense, which freaked her out even more. But I also had a talisman sewn into clothes, etc., for protection. Anyway, this stuff was part of normal life for me growing up. Make merit, dedicate it to the dead, and cultivate it with Brahma Viharas. You should be good. Turn to lamas who know what to do. Do not experiment with yourself. Okay? These kinds of issues can be complex, and you are probably best advised to talk to a professional. I think every situation with spirits is different. There's probably no single method that is more effective for every situation. Offering loving kindness is always beneficial, but in my humble opinion, it's ideal to consult with a lama or master shaman from a peaceful lineage. And each person, place, and thing is infused with vibration. For humans, vibration is a choice, although most do see it as their way and allow their food, surroundings, emotions, thoughts, and actions to control their vibration. Negative entities are attracted to negative vibrations. It also allows it to feed them. The key is to raise the vibration of the place or thing by infusing it with love, kindness, and empathy, the type of energy from your aura. For people, they must choose to live a higher state of vibration, and the negative entities will no longer be able to align with them, to feed or inhabit them. I've worked with all kinds of entities over the years. Good luck. Good luck indeed. I think that's a good way to end it. I hope you have enjoyed listening to this. Good to find out things and see different perspectives, learn more, which I often tell myself I gotta do. Gotta learn more. Gotta Gotta do more with that. Anyway, if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Go check out another video. Let me know what you think, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.